Williams with 15, 6 of 11 from the field. Nakia Cullum leading the way for Oklahoma Christian, and 11 Oklahoma threes. 12 players have played for the Sooners. 11 of them have scored. But I've got a feeling that that is going to be a constant occurrence for this team.
That will be a theme for this season, Chad.
Peyton Verhulst attacks and earns a couple of free throws.
That was impressive because that was that same exact move that Sahara had a little earlier in the third quarter, where she's driving it right to left. And that time Peyton used the left hand, where Sahara came back across her body with her right hand. And Peyton, using her body, got herself to the line.
So here is the Big 12 newcomer of the year a season ago. Peyton Verhulst had a great year and just such a barometer. Jenny Baranczyk said, "We'll go as she goes," and can play anywhere. As you said earlier, she can run the point. She could play your power forward spot if you wanted her to.
She can do it all, and she makes it look easy. I mean, she's so fluid, and she's, you know, a better defensive player than you think, too. She does it all. She is an impressive I'm impressed every time I watch her play, and she does something that surprises me, and I shouldn't be surprised, Chad. Great job by the Sooners. They call that a veer switch. That was a late switch if we ever get a chance to take a peek at that. But that's just two veteran players with Nevaeh Tot and Liz Scott making that veer switch.
Well, that foul will be the first on Liz Scott. She's getting a little explanation from Douglas Knight. See the Sooners plus 26 in the rebound category. And the first free throw is up and good. 87-34. Just such a nice thing for Division II basketball in the state of Oklahoma to have this stage. And Markeith Brown was telling us, actually has 3 players on the roster who played in the state tournament here, high school-wise, at the Lloyd Noble Center last spring.
I thought that was funny. He said one of his mentors, Coach Jason Burton, who's the head coach at North Texas, one of his assistants is a former Sooner, Brittany Brown, and he said he sent her a text message with a picture of him being here in the Lloyd Noble just to let her know he was in her old stomping grounds.
Yeah, Brittany Brown was on Sherry Cole's staff for a period as well at Oklahoma. And looks like Liz Scott's okay. I mean, every time she hits the deck,
I know.
Your breath goes away for just a second.
I know, because it's just good to see her back out here with that smile on her face, and she brings so much to this Sooner program and this team. And so you're right, she's missed a lot of balls, so you want to keep her upright and not down on the deck there as one of the mops there, wiping up, sweeping the floor.
Skylar Vann, good inbounds action, creates a wide open mid-range bucket.
Great pass right there by Raina Scott, and that was a really smart play by Skylar that just found the soft spot. And then Skylar has 14 points, Chad, in 18 minutes. I mean, when did she score 14 points? Did I miss? Did I blink? What did I miss?
She hadn't scored in about the first 8 minutes of the game, and now she's got 14. And we've got a timeout. Oklahoma on top, 89-35. Exhibition action, fourth quarter at the Lloyd Noble Center on SEC Network Plus. Year number 4 for Jenny Baranczyk as Oklahoma Sooner head coach. They've advanced to round number 2 of the NCAA tournament in her 3 prior years. Back-to-back Big 12 championships and 23 wins or more in all 3 seasons prior.
Chad, 74 wins, 3 years. I'm going to go ahead and round up and say 25 wins a year. That's, I mean, you're up there in some rare air. And you know what? The scary thing, and Coach Baranczyk, her goals are higher. I mean, and you know what? She's got the group right now to do just that this season.
Sooners number 10 preseason ranking is their highest since 2010. See a trip to the foul line here. And a good night for Taylor Jackson of Oklahoma Christian, redshirt junior out of McKinney, Texas. As we said, she started her collegiate career at University of Texas Tyler. Gritty player, left-handed energy and rebounds is what she provides this team.
Tell you what, 2 offensive rebounds we talk about in the 19 minutes a game that she played last year. That just tells you that she's one of those Energizer Bunny type players, and expect her to do some big things for Coach Brown and the Eagles this season. Sooners love to play off that high post.
Verhulst lines up another from deep and hits it again.
How easy does that look on the skip pass right over to Peyton Verhulst, where she shot 35% from the three-point line last year, shooting almost 5 of them per game.
She's 4 of 5 from three-point range tonight. And Oklahoma as a team is 12 for 24.
Just such a weapon.
Taylor Jackson, that's a 2 that rims in.
A little jab, 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 pull up right there by Taylor Jackson.
She's got 7 points, also playing with 4 fouls, trying to avoid disqualification late in this one.
They keep switching that little back screen right there.
Knocked away in there by Harris, and then a foul on the back end of it.
Liz Scott that time was instead of being the recipient of the mop or being the floor mop, that time she ended up making someone else the mop that time. Liz always seems to have that smile on her face, though, doesn't she?
Didn't mean to do it. As the Sooners shuffle the lineup once again. Beers and Kirsten Johnson in with Culleton again. The 3 players 6'3" or taller.
This is that exact same lineup that Coach played a little earlier. We talked about the 6'4", 6'4", 6'3". Then you also have both Zaya and watch right here. They're more in sort of a matchup. So this is different things you play with this time of the year. This is kind of a 2-3-ish zone. They're kind of matching up out of it.
Lexi Key's got a hand up on that try by Taylor Jackson. Beers ignites the transition the other way. Culleton from Beers. And look at Zaya Van cut to the right spot and get the pass from Beers.
Just knowing how to play. And then I also talked about Reagan Beers makes the game easier for her teammates because she draws so much attention and back in the zone right now. And you're going to have to see a lot of communication. At that time, there was not a lot of talk, and Zaya got banged with the flare screen.
She's just a gamer, Zaya Van is. Lights come on, roll the ball out there, and she's going to go get after it.
She has it, Chad. I mean, that's one of those things where not everyone has it, and she does. And look at her right there. Just finds the soft spot. Zaya Van and the minivan right there from Reagan Beers, and basket.
Kirsten Johnson angles one up and in. She's got 9 points tonight off the bench.
KJ, she does. KJ makes it look easy. She's got, what'd you say? 9 points in 7 minutes, Chad. She's making the most. She's efficient, very efficient. And Zaya's going to get tagged with a few fouls reaching behind right now. And you learn.
And Zaya Van gets bumped on her way to the basket this time. It's the 4th team foul against Oklahoma Christian, so no free throws. Beers' ability to put it on the deck that time. Got her own miss. And back up and in.
Look at those soft mitts, though. Did you see her just gobble that, just squeeze that offensive rebound? And she is skilled, very, very skilled from out of that high post nail area. She can take it left or right, and she loves that left hand over the right shoulder.
This is a double-double machine that maybe the Lloyd Noble Center hasn't seen since number 3 was running up and down the court for Sherry Cole.
I saw your eyes go up to the left there, and I was in your head, Chad. I knew you were thinking about because of a few similarities between the two, I would say.
Beers got bumped from behind, and she goes down. Look on her face. It was not pleasant as she was bumped in there.
I'm looking at Coach Baranchek's face, too, as I think she's okay, which is a good thing to see Reagan with the 12 points.
It's the 3rd foul on Jordan Francisco.
15 rebounds, by the way.
And that is 12 points for Reagan Beers with that miss. Oklahoma, they've really gone from last year with Liz Scott out, no Reagan Beers. They've gone from no post-up type of player to 2 posts who want the ball. They want to go in there, post hard, and get it. And Jenny Baranczyk was saying, with Reagan Beers, she said, that's good. We want you being a little more selfish and assertive. That's a good thing for all of us.
And she's right. She knows her group. And I'll add to that, Chad. One of the things I asked Coach Baranczyk about was, with Reagan Beers, the Sooners play at such an up-tempo pace. Would that affect it? And she said, no, because Reagan can get out and run just like Beatrice, who took a couple of extra little excitement right there. Rim running to the rack was Beatrice Culleton and got a little excited.
Hard to blame her. But the deuce was at hand and just didn't quite get the feet set right.
To finish my thought from earlier, though, Coach Baranczyk said, and we've seen it twice tonight, where Reagan can rebound the ball and literally initiate the break herself. I mean, we've seen her get it and put it on the deck, and Coach Baranczyk says she wants her to do that.
Reagan Beers having a good night in her Sooner exhibition debut. 12 points and 15 boards. Oklahoma leads 98-40.
I'm the team mascot, and boy, am I running late. But I got lead in my foot and spirit in my fingers. Oh, what a hit. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, the cost to cover that might tank your season. So get Allstate, save money on auto insurance, and be protected from mayhem, like me. Woo!
Your record label is taking off, but so is your sound engineer. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description.
It is a debut double-double for Reagan Beers, the third-team All-American transfer from Oregon State a year ago, and she has added 3 blocks to go with 12 points and 15 rebounds. A lot to like about Reagan Beers tonight.
A lot to like about number 52 for the Sooners. Getting that deep touch right there to kick this game off. Left hand over that right shoulder. That is what she does. 3 offensive rebounds a game last season. You just mentioned, Chad, how active she was. We've seen that left hand over the right shoulder. That time she went right hand over the left, and there she is initiating that transition. And this is just picking up the loose change, being in the right place. She loves that left hand, and she has those soft hands.
Reagan Beers, dozen points, 15 boards, and the 3 blocks, rim protection. Such a big deal to know that at all times back there, you've got someone that can erase any mistake you might have made defensively. Now, you don't want to rely upon it, but it's nice to know it's there.
Well, no question. You don't want to get out and get so aggressive that you have bodies flying at her and she's in foul trouble. But when you have someone on the back end like that, you can be more aggressive on the perimeter.
Midway through the 4th, all Oklahoma tonight. Sahara Williams is back in there. Sooners have 4 double-digit scorers in this game. There's Kirsten Johnson posting, spinning, and scoring. That happened in the blink of an eye.
So good. But she came off that back screen, Kirsten did, and just a quick drop step and used that body of hers, that long, lanky frame, and went left hand over that right shoulder.
Sahara Williams with an arm up above everybody to rip that one away. Shovels it to Johnson. Count the basket and a foul.
The Sooners being the Sooners right there. And that, I mean, Sahara, I said it, that WD-40, I was joking and how agile she is. And she's leaned up a little bit according to Coach Baranczyk. And she was fast last year, but she might be a little closer to KJ in that foot race you were talking about, Chad, because Sahara was really aggressive in transition right there with that pass to KJ.
Coming downhill was Sahara Williams that time.
And a nice little shovel right there. And KJ being about as efficient as you can be with 13 in 9 minutes. 13 points, 9 minutes.
She is the 5th double-figure scorer tonight for the Sooners. And the Sooners' century mark of 102 points now.
And we've got 4 minutes to go, Chad. So that 27 assist total might be at 30, I'm guessing.
Long three-pointer out of the hand of Harris, no good. Out of the scramble, the Eagles will get another crack as Cullum scrapes it up.
Adding to her point total right now. It's not a lot that these Sooners don't do well, Chad.
17 for Sahara Williams tonight to lead all scorers. A little strong from Harris this time. Offensive rebound and back up. Eva Keelar.
Nice job using her body by Eva right there on that long shot, which, as we said, produces long rebounds. You will hear me say that throughout the season. Long shots produce long rebounds, and that wedge rebound by Eva Keelar right there using her body.
So Keelar to the foul line. She's from Poland, grad student, began her career at Western Carolina University, and this kind of gives the Eagles a new presence in the post, Markeith Brown told us.
They mentioned she was an inside-out player that can step out on the floor. You see that free throw stroke look very comfortable right there, putting it up.
1 of 2 there. And as we approach 3 minutes to play, we see the other Sooner freshman.
And you don't lose players. The Sooners had, obviously, one graduate, but they didn't lose anyone that said, the grass is going to be greener. You know what? The grass is pretty green right here in Norman, Oklahoma, playing for Coach Jenny Baranczyk, and there's a reason they all stuck around.
Without question. A lot of it is the culture. They have a new integrated performance team approaches. Aubrey Jones wiggles her way to the bucket for another.
I don't think Kate Bradley agreed with that call by Douglas Knight, but he has the stripes, and you got to live with it.
The rip there by Aubrey Jones.
Great job using her body. And that was Cece that got the foul, but her teammate was I like to call them locker room lawyers there. Kate Bradley being the leader of the group, she went up and said, hey, that wasn't a foul.
That could get expensive.
The locker room lawyer.
And now another little conversation
we
here.
got a lot of chatting. Douglas is saying, hold up here now.
Hey, this is an exhibition. Just want to make sure that we're ready and we got everything straight.
We're all warming up, right? We're all practicing.
I know I am.
You and me both, Chad. You and me both.
2:34 left. Was mentioning the integrated performance team that Oklahoma has. It's kind of a new school meets old school approach. Off the floor, strength and conditioning, a holistic approach, mental health and nutrition, all those things combined just to make the student-athlete experience even better. University of Oklahoma, all these resources, and Jenny Baranczyk wanting them to take advantage of it.
Well, without a question. And Coach Baranczyk, she is such a player's coach. I mean, who wouldn't want to play as another assist total right there, adding to that assist total with Raina Scott finding KJ, and KJ is stat stuffing in her 12 minutes.
That she is, especially the points column on the stat sheet.
16 of them, Chad. And guess what? She's only missed one shot. And a lot of them have been from the high percentage mark right there and right under the basket, but she's earned them.
She's only played 11 minutes as well. Nice retrieval there by Basila. Kirsten Johnson claims that miss for the Sooners with under 2 minutes left.
Cece Harris was almost in the line of fire again.
She's had her nose in the middle of it, though. This is Culleton as the shot clock plays under 10. Aubrey Jones cans that one.
There is one more assist to go with that made three-point shot. And Sooners doing what they do. They shoot at a big basket almost all night long, Chad.
We've got a timeout taken here by Oklahoma Christian just to get some substitutes into the game. It looks like at this point, make sure all these players get a chance to play here at the Lloyd Noble Center. Oklahoma 30 assists tonight on 44 made buckets. So here's a look at the AP top 10 with 4 SEC teams up there. It's like Jenny Baranczyk said, how tough is the SEC? Well, we're number 10 in the country. We're picked 4th in our conference.
And I think if you keep going down, I think it's around 14 or 15. Ole Miss is right there, and they're picked 5th. So 5 in about the top 15. Are you kidding me? No nights off, Chad.
You add Oklahoma and Texas. Texas bringing in Madison Booker, who was selected preseason player of the year in the SEC. And what Dawn Staley's South Carolina team has done, well deserving of being picked as the preseason favorite. Jones splits a double team and scores again.
And Jones is known as a three-point sniper, where she shot about 4 of those per game last year, but she is getting a little more active and playing off the ball, with the ball, getting shots that are inside that three-point arc, as you see here tonight.
And she's into double figures now. 6 Sooners have scored double figures in this game. And Oklahoma shooting 58% from the field for the night.
Chad, we've witnessed 114 points, my man. I mean, that is, and to be honest, they make it look easy. And I think Oklahoma Christian is going to have a good year. Coach Brown was talking about how they kind of similar to when he was at Texas A&M Commerce for 7 years with Coach Jason Bird. Now they just built it up and they gradually got it where they want. And he's doing the same thing up in Edmond. And I think they're going to have a good year. But the Sooners, man, you're just running into a juggernaut. I mean, they just don't stop.
They don't, and with so many options the Sooners have. You saw Markeith Brown there. He said, he told us, kind of emulate what they did at Texas A&M Commerce, and he's got about 85% of this roster players that he recruited. By next year, he'll have everybody in that he wanted, and he will be able to compete in that Lone Star Conference. Got about 5 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. I would say a pretty complete performance for Oklahoma. We'll visit with Jenny Baranczyk in the postgame and see how she feels about it. But so many options. We saw everybody on the roster play here tonight. 6 Sooners in double figures. And a great night from downtown. Won't be happy with that late turnover, but Raina Scott's going to be able to tick the rest of this clock away. And the lone exhibition contest for Oklahoma will be an easy win over in-state foe, the Oklahoma Christian Eagles, here at the Lloyd Noble Center tonight.
Chad, not sure what to say other than wow. That is the word that I would say. The Sooners making it look easy tonight. And Coach Baranczyk has a lot to work with.
That she does. Raina Scott and all of her teammates exchanging handshakes here with the Eagles. So for the Sooners on the night, it's 114 points. They had 31 assists on 45 made buckets, made 13 of 26 from the field. And you had Kirsten Johnson, Aubrey Jones, Sahara Williams, Peyton Verhulst, and Reagan Beers all scoring double figures. Sahara Williams led the way with 17 points. And Reagan Beers debuts with a double-double in her first action as an Oklahoma Sooner after transferring in from Oregon State. She also had 3 blocks to add to a defensive effort that held Oklahoma Christian to 26% shooting tonight and just 3 of 21 from three-point range. Sooners forcing 17 turnovers as they huddle up.
Chad, I think the toughest thing might be figuring out who to bring over as a player of the game.
I believe it's going to be Sahara Williams tonight.
That might be one of the tougher things. You have so many options, man.
Yes. So we will visit with Jenny Baranczyk and Sahara Williams here in just a moment, but it was a pretty complete victory for the Sooners in their lone exhibition contest. Once again, the season opener will be coming up on Monday when Southern comes in. That's a 5 o'clock start at the Lloyd Noble Center. As part of the doubleheader, the Sooner men will take on Lindenwood. That will be Porter Moser's team's debut here at the Lloyd Noble Center. So again, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock on Monday night in the season opener for real at the Lloyd Noble Center. And we are joined by head coach Jenny Baranczyk and Sahara Williams. Pretty complete victory, 114-47. A lot of ways we could go, coach, but what stands out most to you and what you saw from your team tonight?
Well, I thought it was fun to, we tried, obviously, we talked about this before, but trying so many different combinations. And it was a fun game. I mean, it was fun to come out of the gates. We talked about making sure that we really got to run. We got to play with a lot of different people. And I think there were some really good things that came out of this. And honestly, I thought they did a great job, too. I thought they made us better. They made us really work on the defensive end. And they're going to give us some good film to watch, too.
Sahara, you come in as a freshman and trying to get your feet wet, figure things out, and I'm sure it was a steep learning curve for you. What this offseason gone, and how has that translated into the beginning of this year?
Just like my body my physicality, but also I think Jenny has challenged me to be a better, just off the court, on the court. How can I make the other girls better? And I think that's something I've really taken pride in today, just making sure everyone else around me is better and good, and I think that's how we really win games. And like Jenny said, we tried a lot of combinations tonight, and we played with pace, so that was nice.
The offensive numbers are always going to be eye-popping, field goal percentage, scoring, assists, and all of that, but the defensive end, and Coach Baranczyk said this to us in our preseason meeting the other day, what stood out in your scrimmage the other day was how you guys have put in the time on the defensive end. How important has that been?
It's been really important. Going into a new conference, guard heavy, I think we have to up our defense intensity a lot. Our defense drives our offense, and me moving out on the perimeter, I got to get better defensively from a guard standpoint. So I think that's something Jenny has also challenged everyone on this team to do, and I think we've all just stepped up to the test and taken it on the chin.
How do you like the mature attitude that she has? I know it's no surprise to you, but such hard work for Sahara in the offseason, Coach, and nice to see her be able to display it here tonight.
Well, sometimes you forget she's a sophomore because you do. You come in and her comfort zone is being able to have that presence. Her comfort zone is in that leadership. So it's not something that's really difficult and challenging for her, although it's hard for anybody to show up every day. Sahara shows up every day. Even those days that were a little bit harder, especially that freshman year where you're trying to navigate a lot. She's a little away from home. There's a lot of different areas of her game. We're saying, okay, guard a center this game. Okay, guard this person this game. And I think this summer, exactly what she said. I think she's worked her tail off. But she's brought her team along with her. We're different when she's on the floor. We're different when she's in practice. She doesn't take practice days off. And so that's been fun to be able to coach her. So the more we challenge her is because she has these natural leadership tendencies and these natural leadership qualities. But make no mistake, you still have to show up and use them. And she does.
We appreciate you both stopping by. Congratulations on the win. Go enjoy it with your teammates.
Thanks, everybody. Boomer.
That's Sahara Williams and head coach Jenny Baranczyk with us here as the Sooners capture an exhibition win, 114-47 over Oklahoma Christian. Season opener coming up Monday at 5 o'clock as Southern will be inside the Lloyd Noble Center. For Poop and our great crew, I'm Chad McKee. We'll talk to you next time on SEC Network Plus.